Hello friends, I'm Rhonda Davison. Welcome back to Manifest Maven Moments, episode number 8. Short daily segment on my YouTube channel where I'll be sharing my thoughts and lessons about things centered around energy and healing and light. So that's what I feel that our world needs right now, because that's what I need right now. Please subscribe, follow me on my socials, comment down below. I want to be in conversation. And today I want to talk about roller coaster ride. Did you ever go on this roller coaster ride and everything's going along? It's so exciting, all the feelings. You have so much going on, and then all of a sudden, whoop! Screeching halt. Off the tracks. Well, that happened to me last week. Everything was so great. I had started new programs. I was learning new things. My mind was full of all of these ideas. I didn't know what to do first. I was in my own class, which had requirements, and I didn't finish that class. And all of a sudden, I totally dropped off. Didn't want to do anything more. Didn't even want to change out of my pajamas for a couple of days. Yeah. Because sometimes that's what my emotions do, is put me through a roller coaster ride. That's sometimes what my emotions make me feel like I'm going through, is this roller coaster ride. So, interesting enough, I had a coaching session last week, and for me, coaching is an invaluable tool. I never wanted to spend money on coaching, but Lisa Nichols told a story once when she was being interviewed by Oprah Winfrey, and during commercial break, Oprah leaned to Lisa and said, "How many coaches do you have?" And Lisa was like, she wouldn't be asking if this wasn't important, so she just made up 2. She said 2. And then she asked Oprah, "How many coaches do you have?" And Oprah shared she had 4 coaches. So at the height of her career, Oprah Winfrey had 4 coaches. So I think for me, that was a big learning experience, to understand how important it is to have somebody to shine that light and put that mirror up to you. So during my coaching experience, we discussed the situation, and my coach asked me what it felt like when I was having this thought. Let me back up to unpack this a little bit. Like I said before, I had been involved in a whole bunch of programs. I had started all of these projects. It felt intoxicating. It was euphoric. I was in action. And then I came to doing a class for myself, and the class didn't quite go as I expected, and I ran out of time at the end, and I just made it mean a whole bunch of things that it didn't mean. But the thought that came in my head, it was, you can't prioritize yourself. And that made me think of past situations where I felt like a doormat, where I didn't feel like I was good enough, like I felt everybody was better than me. Sort of like, if you get on that grocery line, and did you ever have that thought that I'm always the last on line, I always pick the wrong line, right? That kind of thing. So thoughts like that. But this one for me was, I can't prioritize myself. So what my coach brought me through an exercise, and we, looked at whether or not that was really true, and all, using inquiry to question and know it was a thought, understanding what the feelings in my body as I thought that, as I attached myself to that thought, and how was I showing up in that while I had that thought. And how I was showing up, I was angry, I was snappy, I said I'm a beast. I'm an angry beast when I'm having this thought that I'm a doormat, or I cannot prioritize myself. So we worked with that a little bit. We worked with that question, and she asked me to, say I'm having a thought about this, and keep repeating it. I'm having a thought about this. And I did, and I started distancing myself from that thought. As I distanced from the thought, and then she asked, well, who do you show up as when you don't have this thought? And the person I show up in my leadership, or even in my own life, my leadership role that I have there, is I show up as confident, and I show up as authentic. And that's a place I want to lead from. So how do I deprogram this, right? My coach helped me through this by asking me these questions. Is this a pattern? Do I see this as a pattern? And yes, this happens a lot, that I put a lot on my plate, and I don't have the bandwidth when something goes a little wrong, right? So she asked me to, what does it look like? What does it feel like, rather? What does it feel like when you're going through this situation? And I said, it's like Rhonda's roller coaster ride. And you might think, wow, that sounds like fun. And it is fun until that screeching halt. And then everything goes off track. So she asked me to put a theme song. So the theme song that I came up with was bum 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 ba-da-dum bum ba-dum bum bum bum. So when I start seeing this pattern come up, name it, the roller coaster's here, start looking for those thoughts, right? And play that theme song. Play that theme song. Okay, I know what to be on the lookout for. So what thoughts? And if a thought comes that I'm not in alignment with, how do I distance myself? Can I question that thought? Is it true? And then taking that thought, that one that's so planted, that threw me off track, and distancing myself from that thought by saying, I'm having a thought about this. I'm having the thought that I can't prioritize myself. So, putting that in place, I will be prepared to handle the next thought. It's just a thought. Just a thought. Just a thought. And as we put some tools like this in place, we are better equipped to rebound the next time, instead of totally, for me, going on my downward spiral. So I was definitely able to rebound a lot quicker. And I want to know, what's your emotional ride? What is the name you give that time that you need to look out for? And tell me what theme song you have in mind, and see if we can question those thoughts. Okay, let's have some discussion. Leave me a comment down below what your experience is. Thank you, friends.